Today we're going to talk about absolute values. What does the absolute value of 3 mean? The answer is 3, okay? But what is the absolute value? So one of the ways we think about it is it's just the positive version. What it really means mathematically is distance from 0. So if I have a number line, 0, I want to know how far is this number from 0? Well, the answer is 3. And distance is always positive. If I had you stand up and say, okay, walk negative 10 feet, and you say, all right. So you walk backwards 10 feet. How far did you travel? 10 feet. You can't really walk a negative distance. If you try to hide the mileage in your car from your parents, you know, you want to go to Denny's in Salina one night, and your parents watch the mileage. What if you drive in reverse all the way to Denny's? It's still going to count it as positive miles, and you're going to get there really late. So don't do it. Just drive forward, because you're going to get caught either way. So what about the absolute value of -2? So I'm going to go from 2, and how far is it to 0? It's 2. And notice whether you're measuring distance from right to left or left to right, the answer is always positive. So essentially, an absolute value just takes this number and disregards the negative. Now, that's way back from elementary school. Oh, are you winning, Matt? You're winning? Okay, good. It does hurt your grade, but as long as you're winning, you can still be happy. So what about this? X plus 1 absolute value is equal to 7. 6 is an answer, but it's not the only answer. Not -6. Think about it. The absolute value of x plus 1 is 7. What that is saying is, what number on the number line can I add 1 to and create a number that is 7 units away from, not 5. Okay, let me draw a new number line. Oh, good. He just got it. Okay. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the result is 7 units away from 0, right? What two numbers are 7 units away from 0? So +7, okay, and -7. So what numbers can I add 1 to and end up at a number that is 7 units away from 0? 6 is the easy one. So right here, 6 plus 1 and -8. Does that make sense? So 6 plus 1 is 7, which is 7 units away from 0. And -8 plus 1 is -7, which is also 7 units away from 0. Okay, let's do this. X minus 4 is 2. Well, actually, that's a little hard. Let's say 5. What numbers minus 4 are 5 units away from 0? Okay, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's my 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is where I want to land after I subtract 4. So what number minus 5 is, what number minus 4 is +5? 9. So we're going to go this way, -5. I'm going to subtract 5, and then I land on a number that is, nope, that's a 4, huh? Sorry. So this is a 9. If I go left 4, I end up at a number that is 5 units away from 0. What's the other one? -1. If I go left 4, So my answers there are 9 and negative 4. Okay, let me make it a little bit harder. X plus 6 equals negative 2. Well, let's just say 2. What numbers plus 6 have an absolute value of 2? Negative 4 plus 6 is 2, and the absolute value of 2 is 2. That was easy. What's the other one? Which one is going to land me at negative 2? Good, negative 8. Negative 8 plus 6 is negative 2, and the absolute value of negative 2 is 2. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, what about this one? 2x minus, let's say 4, is 8. Ooh, that one's kind of hard. We have to take a number and times it by 2, and then subtract 4 and land at 8. Well, the first one's pretty easy. It's 6. 6 times 2 is 12, and 12 divided by 2 is 8. But the other one's a little bit harder. I want to land at negative 8. Okay. Negative 6. So 2 doesn't work. So negative 6. Negative 6 times 2 is negative 12. Negative 12 minus 4 is negative 16. So that didn't work. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4 minus 4 is negative 8, and the absolute value of negative 8 is 8. Good. So in this case, it's 6 and negative 2. Okay. Now, what about this? Absolute value of x plus 1 is negative 3. Negative 4 does not work. You can't do it. Good. Why not? Which number is negative 3 units away from 0? There is no number. There is a number that's 3 units away and another one that's 3 units away, but an absolute value cannot equal a negative. Now, these equations are going to get more complicated, and we've worked through them in our heads a little bit, but there has to be some way to do it on paper. Okay, and hopefully this little exercise has helped. Let's go back to this problem. I want two numbers that you can add 1 to and end up with 7 units away from 0. So I basically want to know, let me get rid of most of this. I want to know, that's not working. When does x plus 1 equal 7? And when does x plus 1 equal negative 7? Right? Because if x plus 1 equals 7, then that answer is 7 units away from 0. But if x plus 1 equals negative 7, then the absolute value is going to correct that negative, and I'll end up with positive 7 either way. So I just split this into two equations. The inside equals 7, and the inside equals negative 7, and then I solve both of them. And I get x equals 6, and x equals negative 8. Okay. Well, let's do that one that was a little bit harder. I had 2x minus 4, take the absolute value, equals 8. So I split this. 2x minus 4 equals 8, and 2x minus 4 equals negative 8. Then I just solve each one. Plus 4, 2x equals 12, divide by 2, and I get x equals 6, which is one of our answers. And then I add 4, 2x equals negative 4, and divide by 2, and x equals negative 2. Okay? So once you have an absolute value is equal to some number, you split it into two equations and the absolute value disappears. Okay? But what if I had this? Now I need to isolate the absolute value. And if I look at order of operations, this is step 1, and this is step 2. The absolute value is step 2, and then this is step 3. Can I do the absolute value split right now? No, because it's an inner layer. There's a layer on the outside that I have to get rid of first. And how do I get rid of plus 3? Subtract 3, and I get the square root of x plus 1 is equal to 4. Now what? Now I need to undo step 2, and that's a split. X plus 1 equals 4, and x plus 1 equals negative 4. Got rid of that step. Now I can get rid of step 1, and I get x equals 3 and negative 5. Okay? Right, what about this? What should I do first? Divide by 2. Now what? Can't do it. Why can I not do it? Can a square root equal negative 4? No. But if you split it, you're going to get answers. So if I split it into x minus 4 equals negative 4, and x minus 4 equals positive 4, add 4, I get x equals 0, add 4, and I get x equals 8. It looks like there are answers. But when you plug them back in, it doesn't work. 0 minus 4 is negative 4. Is the absolute value of negative 4 equal to negative 4? No. So this one doesn't work. 8 minus 4 is 4. Is the absolute value of 4 equal to negative 4? No. So that one doesn't work either. So you have to be careful and make sure you never get a square root equals a negative. And the one way that I kind of remember it is, if you split it and the first one is negative, there's no answer. Right? It should be positive 4 and negative 4. Hey, what about this one? No solution. It appears as though there's a solution because I have a positive 2 on the right side, but when I subtract the 6 over, I get absolute value equals negative 4, and we can't solve that. All right, so let's do one that's kind of tough, and the answer is going to be messy, but whatever. Okay, let's go through order of operations here. What's the first thing that hits the x? So step 1, 2, 3. Nope. The absolute value is 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to peel this back one layer at a time, starting with layer 6. Add 8. 32. Now I get rid of step 5. Divide by 2. And I get 16. Now what? Now I need to undo step 4. How do you undo an absolute value? You split it. So 2x minus 4 over 6 equals 16. And 2x minus 4 over 6 equals negative 16. I'm going to multiply by 6. 10 times 6 is 60, and 3 times 6 is 36. So 96. Sorry, 6 times 6 is 36. I did it right. I said it wrong. Sorry. So 96, then I add 4, which is 100, and then I divide by 2, and I get 50. Okay, over here, multiply by 6, I get negative 96, add 4, and I get negative 92, divide by 2, and I get negative, what is that, 46? Those are my two answers, 50 and negative 46. All right, think you can handle that? Okay, there is your absolute value worksheet.